Hello everybody, it's TONIK TZW here. We're in World of Warships Legends on the map shards in the Tier 7 destroyer, the Summers. Now, there are a lot of people who had this ship quite early on. I wasn't one of them. I had to grind it out through the campaign. I know a lot of people were really keen to get this one and paid a lot of money to unlock it well before the campaign was actually finished. I, on the other hand, don't have the luxury of heaps of doubloons, so I have to do it in my own time, work my way through the campaign with Admiralty back in, and then kind of play catch up with a lot of people on learning how a new ship plays. Now, this is quite a handy little boat. It's got quite decent torpedoes, and its guns are quite rapid firing as well. And I'd say it's, well, I'd say it's more of a torpedo boat than a gunboat. But if you get into a gunfight, you can mostly hold your own with this, depending on how you're going to build it. Now, we're here on Seacap. We've undoubtedly got a destroyer out here with us because there's 3 destroyers in the game. We've got a York spotted, and we're going to put our torpedoes through the cap because although the York's out there, I've got a feeling that the destroyer might be out there as well. Now, the 2 ships that are there to support me have parked themselves up on the side of the island. It seems to be the normal thing. Nobody wants to go in. I certainly don't want to go in unprotected and without any support from the ships that have spawned with me. So I'm just going to reverse onto this cap and, dare I say it, I'm going to touch it with my bottom. Don't take that to mean anything else, but I'm going to reverse into the cap because if I do get detected, it means that I can reverse back, I can pull forward out of it quicker than I could reverse out of it. So we move in to contest the cap. That tells the red team that I am there as well. Now I look around and I've got 2 Brandenburgs that are pushing in with the York as well. Now they aren't in division, but you'll see as this map plays through, they play very well together as a team. So I'm very close to detection. I actually check my detection range on there and decide that smoke might be necessary here. And as he disappeared, it is very obvious that I was the only one spotting that Brandenburg. But the New Orleans very quickly takes care of the York. What should I say? Eventually takes care of the York. And the Brandenburg moves across the cap, which gives me the opportunity to get some guns on him. So we've got a reasonable reload on these. Yeah, there's a nice sound to them. Not that it helps in accuracy or dispersion or fire starting abilities. But the destroyer pops up and it's a Tashkent. And I'm kind of glad that I'm on this side of the cap and not that side of the cap, because there isn't any way that I would withstand a gunfight with the Tashkent. So I'm kind of hoping that that New Orleans might do something and pick that Tashkent up, while I try to, let's say, we're doing a wall of skill. What we're actually doing is trying to stop those Brandenburgs from wanting to push into the cap by having a lot of torpedoes run out against them. And all the while that we're trying to turn this cap, we are laying fire onto these ones, left and right. We do get a fire, but I think, is it our New Orleans, or is it the battleship that's out there? It's pushing into the cap and keeps getting it reset. Now his points might get reset, but mine don't. So I've turned the cap. I'm going to move out of here because it's very obvious where I am. There's torpedoes going out there. There's a big cloud of smoke there. And those two Brandenburgs together, if I get spotted, are going to give me a nasty case of secondary guns. And that is not something that I want to have. But I'm thinking if I can get another fire on this guy, yeah, they may be able to get will to rebuild from each other. But it might tick up the damage and help that BB. Now I am moving away from here because being beside those two Brandenburgs with a Tashkent around is not a healthy place. We see more torpedoes come through. The Tashkent is there behind. I haven't got torps to throw them, and a gunfight is not my place. So I'm going to try and get through and pick up one of these other ships. And Blues have the upper hand slightly at the moment. Not a great deal. But I am spotted because I am right on the edge of detection with these guys, because I don't want to sort of give them too much opportunity to react. But at the same time, I want to be just far enough away. I'm lucky in that I dropped detection before that Tashkent comes round, but he still does try to get a salvo off. And I think they expect me to be heading to the south side of the map, so I'm going to head to the north side of the map. Now, red team have evened it up, although we've got 3 DDs to 1 battleship. They've got 2 DDs and 2 battleships. As I said, these Brandenburgs seem to be working very effectively together, and I do have to sort of give them a round of applause for playing that cap so well. Now, we've seen that the Tashkent is heading across to B cap, and I think he probably thinks that's where I'm headed to. But what I'm thinking of is if these Brandenburgs push out towards B cap, then I can sneak back in behind them and take C cap. The Tashkent is taking fire. The Brandenburgs just open up secondaries, main guns, the whole kit and caboodle. And I'm just waiting for these torpedoes to reload. I haven't actually done a very good job with torpedoes. This was, you know, after a handful of games of playing the Summers, so I'm still trying to gauge things. But we get spotted by that Brandenburg. We know that he's sighted, so we've got torpedoes running off at 1. We get a fire on him, and he's not damconned that because he's probably expecting torpedoes coming and a flood. Now, looking at the range, I'm far too close to this guy if he decides to run me down. Now, the Tashkent, even though he knows I'm out here, has not come for me, and that's probably saved me a little bit in this one. But our torps are still running over towards the other Brandenburg. But we lose our Asashio. We get 1 torp hit, no flood. We're about to sail into a rock. So we're going to turn around. This guy is trying to run us down. And we just need a little bit more distance before we can decide on what we're going to do next. But he is pushing me out of this cap. I do get detected. I'm almost on the limit of detection, so I'm just going to stay skinny, as I call it, and sail away from him and give him as small a target as possible. But there are so many secondaries on that ship, it is impossible not to get hit. And just like that, we lose our Gleisnau, and red team have managed to put it back, so it is now 3 ships to 2. Now, Brandenburg A there on the left looks like all he is going to do is defend C cap. We do have the other destroyer there. And I'm thinking, well, what do I do now? Do I push B cap and try to defend it? Try and gang up on the other destroyer? But they've split themselves now. One is heading to B, one is heading to sea, and I've got my head on a swivel trying to figure out what I am going to do in this situation, because we really can't get in a gunfight with the Tashkent, but he is low health, and the other destroyer is in a gunfight with him, so he's got slightly bigger balls than I have in this game. I was a little bit unsure about getting into a gunfight because I hadn't had the ship that long, as I said earlier. But I'm looking at what I can do, and I'm thinking, well, this Brandenburg here has got to go through the gap. And then I hear that horrible message that I'm the last man. Luckily, the Tashkent is out of the way, or this could have been trouble. We score a hit on this Brandenburg. He takes 2 floods. Sorry, not this one, the one on the other cap. We try to get a fire lit on this guy to defend the cap as it goes in, and we do get a triple defense. Now he knows that I'm closer to him than the other guy. He has got cover with the islands, but I'm going to use these islands just to snap a shot off before he's able to get a shot back at me. And that works nicely. I'm able to turn in. Now I'm certain that he's expecting me to come around the top here. Now the other Brandenburg has sailed in the middle of the cap. Instead of supporting his buddy, I think he's thinking, I'm going to sit here, I'm safe. If the DD comes around the corner, my secondaries will pick him up. We get another torp and another flood. Now, somehow, he's damn-conned that. So I'm thinking a fire will take him out of the match. We keep the cap reset. We're still down on points because we technically still have 2 caps if I can kill him. But I am piggy in the middle here. B cap or C cap, 2 Brandenburgs, 1 destroyer. And I think, is this guy going to come out on me? The other guy's going to come from the left. I'm going to get sandwiched in the middle, and I'm going to get screwed. There are 2 minutes left of the game. I am still pulling my hair out thinking, what do I do? Put another set of torps across there, just in case he decides to come out one way or the other. I'm thinking, I can hopefully, pick up a torpedo hit, and that should be enough to kill him. We've lost sight of this other guy, so we're moving around to get him spotted. See if we can get some torps on him. Now, Brandenburg on B cap does take the cap. He's got a spotter plane up, so he's obviously looking for torpedoes. And I'm thinking, well, he is the one that's low health. He's probably going to push across for A cap. So do I move into B and see what I can do with torpedoes and guns? So this map isn't over yet. We're inside the last minute. We spot the Brandenburg, and it's like, it's either win it or bin it. So I start firing out the HE, and for whatever reason, both of these Brandenburgs have not taken the opportunity to load HE, because I would most certainly be toast if either of them had. Now this guy knows he's in trouble. He's probably got, what, 500-600 hit points left, if that. I just need to land the right shot in the right place. But I'm going to kite away from him, and I'm going to head towards the other guy and just try and stay as thin as I can and give them the smallest target possible. 5 seconds on the clock, we're still getting the guns off, and literally as the clock strikes 1, we get the kill, the game ends, and that gives us the points advantage. It's probably the closest I've had a game in a long time. It's not a huge scoring game, but it just goes to show that you might be the smallest ship on the map. You might not play the absolute best game that you can, but you can still win the game. So never give up. always give it a go. Win it or bin it. Thanks for watching the video. Do drop by again because I'm going to have some new content coming over the next few days. Thank you and goodbye.